So Riesling.
Yeah, so
Riesling generally in New Zealand and also more specifically Waipara. What's your take on it? Is it something you're really...
Well, it's a great variety and it really reflects where it's grown. And it's such a versatile variety. There's so many different styles. We make 5 or 6 different Rieslings. And they're all totally different in style. But the Waipara Valley, it's the speciality for the white wines. We get quite a unique flavour here. Yeah. It's like an orange zest, spicy character, and the longer we find the longer we leave it on the vines, the more that character comes out. And also as you age in the bottle, especially under screw cap, it comes out more and more. Yeah. But this first wine, the Bel Canto, that's a dry style, and we leave that on the vines for a long time, and we like to have a percentage of botrytis for extra richness. And with most of the Rieslings, we have quite a simple winemaking, try and have a clean juice, and we inoculate with a neutral yeast so that the Riesling is so that the wine's a pure expression of the vineyard, the vintage, and the variety. But this Bel Canto is a little bit different. We have a few complexing winemaking influences in there as well. Slightly cloudy juice, some natural fermentation, age some of it in old puncheons. It's all just to give it a little bit of extra richness to the mid palate because it doesn't have the residual sweetness to fill it out.
Is Riesling popular and successful, or is it a bit of a tough sell still?
It was probably, I think in general, it does need to be hand sold, but we've been making Riesling, we've specialised in it right from the very beginning, so we've been selling it for the last 22 years, and I think we have built up a bit of a following for it. So, and our main divide Riesling is our biggest selling wine, and we love it, and it's what we drink, and it's not as popular, I guess, as Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Gris, but that's maybe not such a bad thing.
And the other speciality of the Waipara is Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
What would you say is distinctive about Waipara Pinot Noir?
Waipara Pinots always, in general, they're a little bit fuller bodied than the Marlborough and Central Otago, and they get a nice earthy, rich complexity. They're generally, they've got quite often a spicy character, generally I find quite a lot of similarity between the characters of Waipara Pinot and Martinborough Pinot. Yes, we do have a similar soil types and similar weather patterns.
And what do you do in the winery with Pinot Noir? Are you anxious not to intervene too much? Do you think that how would you handle Pinot Noir?
We handle it pretty gently, traditional Burgundian method. So we destem without much crushing, and we have some whole bunches down the bottoms of the vats. We generally have about a week cold soak and natural fermentations, hand plunged in small vats, around about 28 days in cuvées on average, but we're tasting each vat to decide on when to press it. And because the Pinots from here are generally quite full-bodied, an average time in barrels is about 18 months, and then we generally try and leave them in bottle for about a year before we release them.
And so do you think that the Waipara should be known? Obviously lots of different varieties are grown here, but do you think it's the story that should be told is one of Riesling and Pinot Noir?
I think so, yeah. They're our two flagship varieties for sure.
Excellent.
For me, I think Waipara is sort of got an amazing little climate that just means that it can do quite a lot of things really well. So it's not all about white wine or red wine. It's sort of a combination of both. The Pinot and the Riesling are both really good, and it also, the Riesling flows on to doing other aromatic varieties. Great climate, good differentiation between the valley floor, the rivers, the river gravels, and the clay slopes. So a lot of different terroirs to work with.
Hey, Waipara.
Probably obviously climatically we get we've got a good variation between the day and the nighttime temperatures, but a long growing season is really important. We typically at the end of the season, sort of autumn, we get pretty settled weather. So had the luxury of being able to hang the fruit out for a prolonged period of time if we choose to. So things like the Riesling in particular, it just means that we can make quite a broad range of different styles of Riesling within the valley. And among other things, there's a lot of small producers in the valley. It's not really about big corporate multinational sort of companies. There's a lot of small family-owned producers in the valley. So think of it as sort of a small producer capital. Lots of producers that might do sort of up to 1,000 cases, 500 to 1,000 cases. So kind of keeps things interesting.
So take the time machine, 30 years time from now. What will Waipara be known for in 30 years time? Will it be a specialist region?
Yeah, I think Pinot and Riesling will continue to be the main varieties. It's and certainly, other there's people who focus on Chardonnay here in the valley as well. But I think Riesling and Pinot Noir will continue to be the most important varieties in the valley, at a guess.
Great stuff.
Handling the time change?
Not badly at all.
4
No.
a.m. in the UK.
I'm feeling good.
That?
I'm feeling good.
Just need to swallow a couple and you'll be fine.
Do people grow vines on the limestone there?
Yes, they do. Not many. There's one or two vineyards have been planted on limestone.